Yo, what's good YouTube? It's Mr.BuyTheDip back here with another video. This video is specifically about money. Okay, how much money should you start with when investing? Now, this video is totally up to you to think about and process it. My budget is way different than other people's. So when this question always comes up, I always ask, I would always ask you, what is your budget? Are you somebody that's in their 20s, somebody's in their 30s, somebody that's a teenager trying to invest? Like, what are you doing? What is your source of income, and how do you want to manage your paychecks? Okay. For example, my biggest investment ever is in GameStop, and it was $162. Okay, now to me that's a lot of money based on my age, based on how much I work, based on just who I am. Now somebody that's working a job that has a salary, they get bonuses, and they make way more money, they would think 160 is nothing, and they could just play around with 160. But for me, that's a whole different scene. For me, if I'm investing $100+ in the stock, that's like something that means a lot to me, right? That's like almost 500 to some people, but it's all about budgeting. You have to make sure you have a budget and what's comfortable, what you can comfortably lose. Okay, for example, my first investment ever was $15. Okay, let's go back all the way back to my first ever investment. It was $15, December 19, 2023. This $15, okay, I just put it in just to see how can I flip this 15 to at least $19, get a little bit of profit. What can I learn? What can I do with just $15? I didn't really get in and put $160 or $100 or $80, $60. I never did that, but you guys can see, as I'm learning, I slowly started putting more money down. After almost a month, I put $2. Then after like 3 days, $1, $2, 2.98, 15, 22. So slowly I was increasing, as the days were going by, I was increasing the amount of money that I was putting in my stock. Now, some people could start off with $100, $200, but the main thing about knowing when you want to start investing is knowing how to budget, okay? If you're putting $100 in a stock, right? I put $160 in GME. I'm comfortable losing at least $70 to $75, and you should be able to say that to yourself. So if it goes down to $75, then I'm like, okay, do I want to sell my positions and just take my loss? Because I don't want it to drop all the way down to like $100 loss, because then it's like I didn't have a stop loss, right? So you should always be able to set a stop loss and tell yourself, hey, I'm comfortable with losing this amount of money. If I'm putting $1,000 down, I'm comfortable losing $200, $300, or $400, okay? And let's say your stock is in a bad position, like for example GameStop. For me, it's in a bad position. If it comes down to $70 to $72 of loss, I'm just gonna cut it close and take my loss and just learn from that investment. Okay, so it's just very important to see your budget and what can you work with. Okay, you don't have to start off with $1,000. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, save up your money, save up to $1,000 and invest it. Well, if you don't know what to do with $1,000, what's gonna happen? You're gonna lose $1,000, right? If you don't know how to day trade, if you don't know what stocks to get or when to get into a stock, you're definitely gonna lose money. If somebody's like, oh yeah, invest in Tesla, but if you look at Tesla and it's at the peak and it's at like $260 and you invest $1,000 here, you would be at a loss right now, right? But I would say a buying option would be when the stock is low, and the selling will be when it's above what you bought it at. So there's small things like that. If you have the little knowledge you need to, then I would say invest more money. What I did, I started off with just $15, $20, $30, and then slowly I started increasing my money, and slowly I put like 100, 120, 130. And even then, guys, I did not make a good move, and that's okay, because this is one of my bad investments. But guess what? I've had a lot of other investments that I've learned from and made profit. Nvidia, when I sold Nvidia, I had a $16 gain. I had about $56 invested, and my total sale was at $70, right about here. in May 3. So those were one of my best investments, and it was like, it took a little while, guys. It took from December 2023 all the way to May 3, 2024. Okay, it's gonna take a little bit of time. Now you guys are probably like, oh, $10, that's not that much, but that is money that I didn't have. Okay, and that's money that took time to grow. So rather than, if I would have just saved $56, it would have sat in my bank account for what, 4 to 5 months. Rather than just making that money sitting there, what I did was I decided I was going to invest it and try to increase that money, and that's what I did. Okay, I sold it at 70, and then I waited till it went back down, then slowly went back in again. Okay, so it's just knowing how to work with the stock and knowing your budget. If you know your budget and you know what you're comfortable losing with, go in with $200. But if you're somebody who's not, and who's younger, and who needs time to even make money, let's say you're working a small startup job at a fast food restaurant. Nothing's wrong with that, right? But your budget is going to be different from somebody working a full-time job, that works on the weekends, weekdays, and they're putting like 60 hours, bi-weekly, and they're making a lot of money compared to you. Their budget is going to be way different. Okay, so that's number one thing. Just know your budget, and number two is setting a stop loss. Those two things are going to make investing kind of easier. So you know how much money you need to have to invest in. If you come into a stock and just investing with more money, that's more risk, but that's also more reward. Okay, and if you invest $1,000, you're gonna potentially get back more than you're gonna do if you invest $5. But if you don't have the knowledge to invest with $1,000, there's no point of investing with that much money, right, guys? That is it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Mr. BuyTheDip out.